Good morning, beautiful Baylee. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you. It's so good to see you.
Very nice seeing you after all of this lockdowns and everything. It's so nice to see you in beautiful sunny California while it's raining and cold in Toronto.
Very warm here. It's still summer.
Yeah, you look beautiful, and the glow of sunny days in your face. So it's amazing. Um, it's really nice to have you, and I'm excited to talk to you for a few minutes. I really think our clients and your followers would appreciate a lot your intake of what's happening now, and they would like to know what are you doing, what are your new collections, and what's your inspiration, and so on. So I really appreciate and thank you for giving us this time. The reason we are doing this series, basically, I may not um, explained it yet completely to you, is we are thinking of um, opening this channel between our clients and the designers, with starting with this type of Q&A, and have them the access to the designer, that if they want to ask for a special piece, like I know you're doing many special pieces now, and if they want to do, they want you to design something for them from Toronto, then they don't have, they're not puzzled. They can come through us and we can arrange for this, and they can hopefully work with your beautiful mind to create something beautiful and unique for them. So I know it's a very, it has been a hard time these days for everyone, including designers. So I would like to ask you to start that. Um, what is your new collection? What is the inspiration for this new collection? How that has evolved during this time? Tell me about your new collection.
So our newest collection is called the Staircase Collection, and it features kind of this ascending layers of gold, which I love. And we've played with geometric shapes before, so this is kind of an example of that. And we really tried to bring in new materials. That's one of my biggest inspirations, is finding just very unusual, unexpected materials. So I feel like the collection is a bit more playful than ever. There's a lot of color. We really dove into rubies and emeralds, which have kind of become more and more synonymous with our brand. And then we are bringing more and more of the one of a kind, like rare cut diamonds into the collection, which I'm super excited about, because we've done that for our custom pieces for clients for years now. And we kind of specialize in finding these like one of a kind, unusual shaped diamonds. And we introduced a lot of that into the collection. So I'm very excited about that. It has kind of a like nostalgic modern feel, and with like a bit of a romantic allure. And we introduced a lot of beads, which was, it sounds like something we wouldn't do, but it's been really fun because they're precious beads. So we're doing rubies and emeralds. I have some of them here, but really beautiful. And it's like 70 carats of emeralds that you can just wear around your neck, and same with the rubies. So that's been, it's like more playful and light, which is kind of a nice mood for the time.
Is there any favorite? Do you have any favorite piece in this collection?
Yeah, I would say we found these, so I found these really beautiful vintage beads in London that are so indicative of our tonal palette that we kind of always stick to. So we kind of these are actually a pair of hoops.
Mm.
We kind of translated these into different pieces, and it's just such an unusual stone that's not generally worked with. These beautiful vintage agate beads, and then we actually cut a lot of them in half, and these really beautiful bracelets with carré diamonds in between each one. So I'm loving that. And then I will admit, the like emerald strands are just one of my favorite because they layer so beautifully with all of our coins. And just that pop of color, I don't wear very much color, so to be able to just have that green around the neck is like along the collarbone is so appealing to me. So I'd say those are kind of my favorite new pieces.
Your coin collection and your charm has been very successful with everyone, I'm sure, not only with us, with all other stores and online. So have you also expanded that collection or not?
Yes, yeah. So our large coins are limited edition. So as we sell out of those, we create new motifs. So our two newest motifs, which I love, but one is an elephant, which is so beautiful and symbolizes loyalty and good luck. And then we have this new cosmic coin, which is celestial moon and stars, symbolizing dreams. So that's been really fun. And then along with this like ascending stair collection, we have a lot of new charms that show this like layered gold effect. And some of them have like emeralds set into them, rare cut diamonds in them. So we're always building the coin and charm collections.
Great. I'm sure your followers are will be very happy. There is a certain group of young, sophisticated women that love Azlee's collection, and they're always following you and they're asking questions. So it's nice to know, like they have one charm, they want to know what's the new piece. So it's nice to know that you're working on that very popular collection. So I have a question that I asked a few other designers, and I wonder if your answer, most of them were similar, but you are in sunny California and it's a very different environment. Do you think, do you find that the source of your inspiration or motives of creativity has changed this year? Or have they stayed constant like before? Or it's this whole lockdowns and COVID has changed something?
Mm-hmm. I definitely feel like I felt a very concrete shift kind of in my creative process and just how I'm feeling and approaching jewelry. I think one thing, just with kind of having like the fashion calendar out the window and Fashion Week a little more abstract, it's kind of, I feel like I was working in certain confines in a way, and having all of that kind of take a back seat for a bit has really inspired me, and just I feel a lot more open and creative. And I mean, I think we all have like the time and space to kind of feel that, less distractions. I've felt really inspired. So there's that. And then I think with hard times, realizing the importance more and more of creating pieces that are truly investment worthy, that are truly kind of more along the lines of art than commerce, I think has become a theme that I just have at the forefront of my mind. So, and that approach also I feel like will influence kind of where we go design wise. And I think it will be an evolution of everything we're doing, but just being more and more thoughtful about, like, more and more curated in a way, like less quantity and just more like really, really thoughtful pieces, and having every piece reflect that train of thought. That's something I get really excited about, and it feels really good and really right, and it just feels like there's time and space for that now. So that's been really exciting.
Exactly. You will, I'm sure you're not surprised that this is the answer I got from most designers. They found this time to be even their creativity is actually has been much more alive, and their imagination is ever more wild, and they had time to sit down and go deep down, and then ask very personal questions, and that has driven their creativity to a completely different level. And I cannot wait to see the result of this shift. It's a mega shift in design and in fashion, in jewelry. I think it's going to be all very positive, and it's going to be amazing. I see a renaissance in a way in design with our designers. It just makes me so excited. I cannot wait to see the result, and I cannot wait to see the result of your collection, obviously. Tell me, do you have any favorite stone or material, like, I mean, or a color of gold or something that it's your favorite now? I know that favorites always change with designers, but
I think the rare cut diamonds for me are such like a fantastical journey to find these and see these one of a kind stones that, you know, you'll truly be the only one that has something like that. That is so exciting to me. So I love those. I spend a lot of time on working with those kind of stones, finding them. And it's kind of like art where they're with collectors and you're interacting with different collectors all over the world. You know, and it's gotten that way more and more with emeralds, finding emeralds in these unusual shapes that no one dares to cut an emerald in an unusual shape because there's just loss or risk with the cutting process. So finding people that are adventurous enough to kind of do those unusual cuts and really are amazing cutters is very cool to me. So that's always a favorite.
Yeah, I've seen some of those, and they're stunning, and it's beautiful and so unique that I haven't seen any other designer using them. Congratulations, those are really amazing pieces. So how do you think your style and your collection has evolved from your very first collection? Because I remember your very first collection, but I want you to tell me in your own word, how do you think that has evolved?
Oh my gosh. I mean, our first collection was very geometric, very linear, very architectural, which I love. And you still see a lot of those threads throughout our collections. But I realized that, you know, just wearing those pieces and experiencing those pieces, they were so beautiful, but there was like an essence or like soul that felt like it was a bit missing for me. So I think over the years, we've kind of like softened our edges a bit. Like there's a hint of romance, there's a hint of nostalgia, which while still keeping a lot of those more graphic, clean line elements, but fusing that with something that feels a little bit softer and more romantic. And like striking that balance for me has been, it's always like a very interesting thing. And we experience that even with how we articulate the brand, like what images we use with the brand, but finding that balance of like modern nostalgia is something that's very interesting. And I can see the evolution over time of kind of how we've got to where we've got. And it's nice because clients will say it still, you know, looks like us. Like I think our perspective has remained very clear, but I'm so happy with where we've landed on striking more of a balance.
Beautiful answer. I remember your first collections. Collections, because you were creating those geometrical architectural pieces, which I fell in love because being an architect, I always related to those really, really closely. And now, with, as you said, your pieces like the coin and all of this very almost romantic pieces that you're creating, it's a very different kind of approach, but it's beautiful, and it has been a great journey. And thank you so much. It has been a great journey representing your your line. We are very pleased to have you. And I'm sure we're going to have much more of this series to do together, and hopefully with clients. Are you also open to restyle the heirloom pieces of our clients, like the pieces that they have from their grandparents, their mother, and make it to something for them? Because I see that trend is really getting quite popular.
Yes. I mean, I love that. There's so many pieces that clients have sitting unworn, you know, in their safer jewelry box. And that's so tragic to me. And often, I mean, that's the beauty of fine jewelry, is that you can use all of the materials and create something completely new that feels relevant or, you know, personal to you. And I mean, we love doing that because it's oftentimes the most amazing stones, you know, so many vintage stones that they don't cut the same way anymore. And so I think that's a very special thing. We love doing that.
Perfect. Thank you so much, beautiful Baylee. And thank you for giving your time to us today. And hopefully we'll see each other very soon again. Lots of love to you.
Thank you so much.
Bye for now.
Bye.